This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here on location with Cocktails for a Cause. Since 2009, they've been providing a unique approach to philanthropy, something they basically have called hand-to-hand giving. I'm here with the president, founder. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit. We caught you on another great night that you're throwing here. You are a Colorado native, educated here, real estate profession, have a talent for throwing a great party. Let me ask you, in 2009, you were watching the news there. Something touched your heart to basically do more than what a lot of people would do, and that is take some serious action rather quickly. Tell me how the story got started.
Well, I kept hearing a news story about children that were getting sick because they were being left in dirty diapers because their family could not afford a diaper. And I thought to myself, that is awful. And I love the power of women. I have fabulous women friends. So I said, come to my house, don't bring wine, don't bring an appetizer, bring diapers or wipes. And it took me 2 years before I learned that 37 women that night outraised a Denver Nuggets drive. Over 4,000 diapers and over 2,500 wipes. And we had those go to the Denver Health Center. They came and spoke, and it felt so good to give something. I always wrote checks to charities and wondered, did that money ever go to where it should?
I love that story. I mean, quite honestly, you've grown. You've probably learned quite a bit in the past years. One of the lessons you learned early on was that you found out that people want to give back to their community. And was that rather a pleasant surprise that you were looking forward to?
I actually knew it. And I really believe that what people are looking for is a vehicle, and also the knowledge of what's right in our backyard. They don't know. I did not know. And so it's been a very educational experience for me, but I love the fact that we educate them. And we do have a tremendous fallout of women that don't continue to come here. They then go help the charity that resonates with them.
Wonderful. I mean, quite honestly, you're providing a fun and tangible way for people to make an impact. Everybody's having a good time tonight. Is that the point?
Yes, it is. And what I really want everyone to know is that this is free. Your ticket in the door is to bring the items that the charity needs. And what's so wonderful about that, and I love, is that if you can only afford to bring one pair of socks, you can come, learn about them, and help your community. Or if you can provide hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, you can come.
This is a social get-together, a place where people are meeting, sharing a cocktail, and really being around other like-minded folks. I imagine your circle of friends has expanded as well as a lot of other folks here.
It has. There's over 1,500 women in our database, and we grow by an average of 100 women per event.
That is amazing. You basically say hand-to-hand giving. I mean, quite honestly, it's from the hand of the givers straight to the charity right here tonight. I mean, that has to be kind of a refreshing way that people are able to see really happen.
I think that's why our average give is so high. It's an average give of $100 per woman. And I think it is because they go out and they shop and they collect and they don't realize how much they're buying. And it feels so good to know that hoodie, that pair of socks or blanket is on a homeless child in the middle of winter and that you have changed their life.
That is wonderful. This is also a great platform for the charity to be able to share their vision, share their story, I mean, in front of an audience that maybe they wouldn't touch into before.
That's right. And what's so funny is we get the charity up there to speak, and we always say you get 15 to 20 minutes. And when they see that 400 to 500 women are quiet, they keep going and going and going.
I mean, to me, it's one thing to write a check, hand it over and hope that your dollar will be spent properly or it'll go towards something that is needed. Quite another thing to actually see a truckload of actual bags, tangible, right there. That's pretty powerful.
Well, and to give you an idea, Excelsior Youth Center got over 54,000 items. So this is thousands and thousands of items that they're receiving.
I mean, quite honestly, nonprofits are very cautious to watch their overhead. They want to make sure the percentage is very high on what the end receiver receives. You're at 100%. They are getting 100% here. Does that make you feel good as well as the people who are able to do that?
Yes, it does. I'm so proud of what we're doing. And we are one of the very few charities out there that give 100% of what people bring. And it is a major impact to the bottom line of those charities. So again, 54,000 items equals $40,000 in-kind donation.
You are doing multiple events throughout the year. We're talking about a couple dozen now you have under the hat. That is fantastic. Obviously there's overhead here. How are corporations able to kick in and help this process?
I'm so glad you asked that because we do need about 4 to 7 more corporate sponsors. And what they can do is come in, and we have different levels for them to sponsor, all the way down from $1,000 to help us, because in order to keep this true to what it is, which is free for the women, they come in through the stuff with the items that they're bringing, hand-to-hand giving, we must have corporate sponsors. That's how it's paid for.
That is wonderful. I see a lot of volunteers out here. I mean, you're taking care of people from the front door all the way through. I mean, it's a welcoming environment. Let me ask you this, the corporations that come forward, what is the benefit to them? I see a lot of exposure right here.
Well, number one, we have women between 21 and 88 years old. We grow by 100 new women. These women are doing very interesting things in the city, work for major corporations in the city, and they are very active once we have a sponsor to continue to support that sponsor. So if they understand they need Serendipity's catering, and they need catering, they're going to it. We're very, very good at supporting that. And I just think it's the value of the women in the room to be able to, their purchasing power.
I mean, you've now done dozens of events. This is your new home right here, that you've got one going here. This started with 37 women on a summer evening in a backyard. We're now talking about 400 plus attendance. I mean, is this a great venue?
It is a great venue. Ask me tomorrow when I've lived through tonight. But yes, and what's so exciting is we were in the Cable Center, and each and every event we were close to fire code. And so now we have the room to grow, because the reality of it is we want all the women to come. We want your viewers to come, because the more we raise in items, that benefits the charity.
I love that. You also have a sponsored table there. I see you have a featured women's business. Is this another way that folks can get some exposure and at the same time give along?
It is. We started the women-owned business, the featuring of that, because I believe every woman loves a sussy, a little gift in the goodbye bag that we hand out. And so we allow each woman-owned business to put something in the bag. Then we promote them for the next 90 days, and they stay on our website. We continue to reblog about them, tweet and Facebook about them, because again, we are very much about supporting our sponsors. And it allows this woman-owned business to come in who's very, very small, that doesn't usually have a very large advertising budget, and to be exposed to 400 to 500 women. It's phenomenal for their business, and they do get business.
Share with me some of the charities that you've been able to help in the past year, and who was tonight's recipient?
So tonight's recipient is the Tennyson Center for Children, and this is about children who are abused and with neglect. It's very, very sad, and they help these kids who have been in multiple foster homes, and as well as kids that are not thriving in the regular school system, to be able to go there, and they are the winners. Once you're in the Tennyson Center, these children have hope. So that's tonight's recipient. And then we have helped Max Fund, which helps animals. We have helped, we're going to be helping the Gateway Battered Women's Shelter in October, A Wish for Wheels in September.
Letting people know that basically this is alive and very much growing. In 2013, you even made it possible for individuals to be able to help out as well with the Olive Club. Tell me what that entails.
So the Olive Club is something that we need as many members as we can possibly have. It is filled with the most enthusiastic women for Cocktails for a Cause. They give us $250, $500, or $1,000 annually, and that allows us to run the operations of Cocktails. Cocktails is a very lean machine. It runs out of my car, my garage, my house. It only has 4 1099 employees. I mean, we are very, very little.
Very little, yet you have served over 2,500 women, over 250,000 products that have come through the doors, and you're probably adding to that tonight, I'm sure. This has to be something that has been heartwarming for you to look out on the audience and see everyone.
It does, which is why I cry all the time. I cry in such gratitude that women are joining me to help the people in our local community who need it the most.
You're talking about a 35% growth rate here of people that keep coming and coming. This has to be something that is kind of neat. Have you spread out into other cities, or is this something that stays right here in Denver?
Well, we're hoping to spread out in other cities. Right now we had to perfect the model that made it profitable, not profitable because we don't make a profit, but make it so that it could fund itself, as well as figure out the room. How did it work with the silent auction? How did it work with the glasses? How do we do the advertising and all of that? And so we are hoping in the next 2 years to expand, and we'll do it in 2 cities at the same time, just to make sure that it's viable in case one city didn't work.
Wonderful. Well, as a guest here tonight, I can tell you you're doing a fantastic job. Very wonderful. Folks are having a great time, and we loved coming out here. Let me ask you this. You see piles and piles of, be it diapers, supplies, maybe clothing. You've got a complete truck out there. I mean, do you ever just really just pick up one pack of diapers and realize that's going to touch one life, and it's got to be pretty powerful?
Here's what's so wonderful. We've raised over 300,000 items in this 24 events, not including tonight. And what you realize is one item doesn't equate to one person. So let's even say if we take it down to 200,000, in 6 years, the Women of Cocktails for a Cause have changed the life of 200,000 people in Denver. And some of it just gave them hygiene products, but some of them it was a blanket, a pair of socks, or a hoodie that might have saved their life in the middle of winter on the street. It is a wonderful thing.
Fantastic. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, you want to sign up to their e-letter because they'll let you know where the next event is. You can also sign up and actually donate right there. All donations are accepted. We're talking about a program here that gives 100% to the recipient. You don't see that very often, and it takes a lot of overhead. It takes corporations, it takes small business, and it takes individuals coming together, being part of the Olive Club. They need many, many members out there. Check out the contact information right there as well. And you're going to see this is a company that began really with an idea that you could help somebody. You went out there and you acted on it. A lot of people may shrug and just walked off. I think it's fantastic. I appreciate you letting us come out, do an interview with you today. Anyone out there who has never been here before, what would you tell them?
Please come. Come and bring your friends and bring your items for the charity and make a difference and learn about what's right here in our own backyard. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful to be here today.
Wonderful. They have made giving quite easy and a whole lot of fun. That is Cocktails for a Cause right here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.